Salman, it's been made quite clear that, Keith Thurman has ducked Errol Spence. And we know that Errol Spence and Keith Thurman want to fight Pacquiao. Do you think that Errol Spence deserves the fight over Keith Thurman with Manny Pacquiao just for the fact that Keith Thurman has been ducking Errol Spence? What do you make of it?
I don't think Keith Thurman. I just think Keith Thurman's... The thing is, I don't understand why Keith Thurman would fight Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, but then be scared to fight Errol Spence. I personally think Danny Garcia is just as big puncher as Errol Spence.
His body language is suggesting that he is ducking him.
Do you know, sometimes it just comes like, do you know when the public want you to fight someone really badly? It's like when the public wanted Mayweather to fight Pacquiao, you prolong it. Sometimes it just happens like that, you know what I mean? It might not be because you're scared, or, it might just be because you want to generate the most money from it. So it can work either way, but in my opinion, if anyone deserves a match against Pacquiao first, it's Keith Thurman, because he's beaten the better opposition than Errol Spence. Who's Errol Spence fought? Nobody. He's not fought anybody.
Yeah, but
Errol Spence is fighting Mikey Garcia. Even then, he's not really fought anybody because he's coming up from 135.
The point I'm trying to make is that obviously Errol Spence wanted to fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman didn't seem like he wanted to fight him. Does Errol Spence deserve a fight with Pacquiao more than Keith Thurman
No.
in a fight? Why?
Because, as I just said, that Keith Thurman's beaten better opposition. He deserves a chance. If anyone deserves a chance, it's Keith Thurman, because he's beaten two top welterweights. Sean Porter
but he's not
Danny Garcia.
He's ducked,
and he
Errol
beat Danny
Spence.
Garcia when he was undefeated as well.
Yeah, but he ducked Errol Spence. So, the fact is, you can't say that he deserves a fight with Pacquiao when he ducked Errol Spence, because really right now Pacquiao's probably the money fight for
I don't
both
think he
of them.
ducked Errol Spence. I just think he was injured.
Yeah,
so
but
why
he was
is he
injured.
going to first fight?
Even before when he was injured, he didn't seem too keen on fighting on Errol Spence.
The thing is, you have to look at it like this. Before he was injured, look at the opposition he was fighting. To say he was ducking him, he'd have to be fighting
Yes,
bumps.
but Errol Spence just became a champion, and I just don't think he fancied that fight. I think
eventually that fight will happen. I don't think right now it should happen, because I don't think Keith Thurman's at his best. I think he still needs another couple of fights to get into rhythm and, that explosive power he has, and, the way he fights. Because you got to realize, when you go in and fight with someone like Danny Garcia, Sean Paul, or Errol Spence, or Crawford, you have to be 100%. Because if you're not 100%, you're going to be in real trouble, because those fights were really close with Danny Garcia and Porter. So it just goes to show, at that top elite level, there's not much in it. So if he goes in, 90%, that could be that he could lose. And he doesn't want to do that. And he nearly got knocked out by Lopez. So if that was Errol Spence, in my opinion, or Manny Pacquiao, he would have lost that fight. So I just don't think, I don't know whether he's scared, because you can't say a fighter's scared because they go in, they fight for a living. Maybe he doesn't fancy it right now, but I think eventually that fight will happen. I don't think he'll duck him forever. But yeah, I don't think it'll be a case where it'll be like Amir Khan and Floyd Mayweather, because I just think eventually, though, Errol Spence and Keith Thurman will have to fight. Further down the line, maybe it might be 2020. You got to realize most of these big fights, they marinate for a bit of time. They don't just get made straight away when the public want it to be made. So that's why loads of people say, "Oh, this guy's ducking, this guy's ducking." For all you know, Keith Thurman could beat Errol Spence. We just don't know. I don't believe so. I think Errol Spence would beat him, but we just don't know. But I think personally, if Pacquiao's going to fight anyone, I think he'll fight Keith Thurman, because he holds a WBA he's a super champion, and I think Pacquiao's a regular champion. So if anything, that's a good matchup there, because Pacquiao can fight for the actual super champion belt, the WBA belt, and take it from there. But I just don't think Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence should fight Garcia and then fight Crawford. And then the winner of that fight's Keith Thurman or something like that, just like a round robin. But in my opinion, I think that Pacquiao should go down the Keith Thurman road, and Errol Spence should go down the Crawford route.
Right, okay. So you think Keith Thurman should face Pacquiao?
I don't think... personally, I think he should... In my opinion, if you're saying who would Pacquiao rather choose, I think Pacquiao would choose Keith Thurman, because obviously he's going down that road. But I would rather want to see Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence. That's just me as a fan. But because Pacquiao's had his time, But nevertheless, that'd still be a really good fight. Keith Thurman versus Manny Pacquiao,
But
or even Errol Spence against Manny Pacquiao. But if you're asking me who I think deserves a fight more, then in my opinion, I think at this stage, because you've got to realize he's got a schedule about Errol Spence, so I think Keith Thurman should fight Manny Pacquiao, because Pacquiao's got the regular belt, so it just makes sense for him to fight Keith Thurman.
All right, guys, leave your thoughts. I personally think that Errol Spence should get the Manny Pacquiao fight, just because I think that Keith Thurman's been docking him. So that's my take on it. Leave your thoughts. What do you think should happen? And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.